Hey y'all, I'm Brad of Brave the Woods. Today's episode is going to be so much fun because I don't know how it's going to turn out. I've done some planning and I hope that it will turn out well. I'm going to be painting using only black. So I'm going to be doing my entire painting using only black paint on a black canvas. So this will be the first time it's ever been done. Actually, I'm sure it's been done plenty of times. I just haven't seen too many examples, so I won't have too many influences, and this will just be a fun adventure. So how do I plan on doing this? Black paint comes in different tints and has different finishes like matte or gloss. So I'm hoping I'm going to use those to my advantage, and maybe you can only see parts of this at certain angles, who knows. So I bought this black canvas, and this is going to be our canvas for the project. So black canvas, black paint, let's see what we can do. Obviously, before I start painting, I need to figure out exactly what it is I'm going to paint. I've decided on this black graphic rose that I illustrated, mainly because it'll show off the paints really well. And I also haven't really painted in a while, so this will be a little bit easier. But also, my wife likes black roses, so this will look great in her office. It'll be a little surprise for her. But how do I do this? How do I transfer this digital illustration that I've done to my canvas? It's super simple. I actually need to make a really quick grid. I'm going to print this off on an 8.5 by 11 sheet so that I can print it off and actually have it. But the dimensions on here are a little bit different. So I'm just going to make a rectangle right over top of that, just outlined. I'm going to have it in blue. I'm going to go up to Object, go to Path, go down to Split into Grid. And if you haven't done this before, it's super easy. Just pick the number of rows and columns that you want. And I want these to be square, so I'm going to do 10 by 8. And then I have a perfect grid right here that I can now print off, and I can go and do a little paint by number style thing over there on my canvas. I just got to draw the grid on my canvas. All right, like I said, we're going to be painting on a black canvas, and I need some black paint. So I have 4 here that I've chosen that I want to work with potentially. The first one I chose was Mars Black. Second one is Ivory Black. And then we have this really cheap craft quality apple barrel acrylic matte. Don't have too high of hopes for it. But this Black 3.0, I'm very excited to test out. Now, this is the first time I've ever used it. I'm actually going to do a full video review on this product in next week, actually. So stay tuned for that. There's a really fun story about why this was created and how it was created. It's actually called Black 3.0, indicating that there were prior versions. But this is the blackest acrylic paint that you can get. And I'm going to test it out. And also, apparently it's supposed to be super matte as well. Very excited to use it. I believe it'll give us a nice value change between these. If you want to see the differences between all of them, I just went ahead and painted them so you can see the sheen here. So this one right here is the blackest black. That is Black 3.0. This is that crappy apple barrel quality one. It almost matches the canvas, which could be useful. And then I have the Ivory Black and the Mars Black. But as you can already see, if I tilt it here, you'll be able to see that these are nice and shiny, nice and glossy, and these are nice and matte. I can use that to my advantage for sure. And I feel like there's enough value change in here that we'll be able to make something cool. So here's the rose that I made on the computer. I went ahead and printed it out with those grid lines, and we are ready to go ahead and add those grid lines to our black canvas so that we can match up the illustration. Well, shoot, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I really like the matte areas and the glossy areas. You can see that make it up and make it so that you can see certain parts that, you know, with different angles and with the light hitting in a certain way. I really like how that turned out. That was really fun. It's kind of a fun restriction that brought up some really cool results, and it's kind of how it goes, right? You know, when we limit what we can do, you have to kind of like force yourself to be creative in a new way. And when I only had black paint to work with, I really had to start thinking of other things that I typically wouldn't have. I never really would have thought of making a painting based off of the finishes of a paint, where it's the glossy and the matte, or combining both. I never would have thought to do that either. So the limitations definitely do breed creativity. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it inspires you to go do something fun, creative, and maybe test your creative boundaries. Give yourself some limitations and see what happens. And like I said, next time we're going to be doing a full review on that black 3.0. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is super black and it is super matte, which was really neat and exactly what I needed for this project. So stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you next time.